We now go to Salt Lake City, where it's Kansas State on the road against Utah. And this one is up to a monster, can you believe this? 17-point spread. That's right. Opened up at 16.5, and it's all the way up to 17.5 in some places. I'll get you a pick and a prediction here in this one as we bring it to you on Heartland College Sports. So first off, Utah is a team that is in the mix for a college football playoff. But it's unlikely at this point they end up playing in a Big 12 championship game, which means the more likely opportunity for Utah to make the college football playoff is what? Ending up the season with 2 losses, most likely not in a Big 12 championship game, and having to do it the old-fashioned way, I guess you would say, backdoor their way in. That means they have to blast their opponents here. That's what it means. And they did it last week against Baylor on the road. And now they're going to have to do it again, this time against a Kansas State team that just looked lifeless last week against Oklahoma State in Stillwater, winning that game 14-6. I don't like to overreact week to week. I'm just telling you, if you watch the Utah-Baylor game, which I did, and you watch the Oklahoma State K-State game before it, you are watching 2 teams that are on different planets right now. K-State just doesn't have the juice. They don't necessarily do anything all that well, right? They just don't. I mean, you tell me. Look at all the numbers across the board. I mean, what is Kansas State great at? They're not great at running the ball. They're near the bottom of the Big 12 in that category. They don't stop the run all that well. They don't pass the ball well. They're near the bottom of the Big 12 in that category. Same thing with stopping the pass. They're near the bottom of the Big 12. They're 11th in passing defense and 11th in passing offense. And they don't make up for it on the ground. They're not great at getting to the quarterback. They're middle of the Big 12 in that category. What do they do great? The one thing they do well, they don't get penalized. I'll say that much. They're top of the Big 12 when it comes to fewest penalties with only 35 in 10 games. So they play clean football. It's not great football, but it's clean for whatever that's worth. I'm just saying, there's nothing else there. Meantime, you got a Utah team that is just running it down everybody's throats. They are averaging 278 yards on the ground. You mix in Bird Thicklin, the backup quarterback, with Devin Dampier. You got, I think, a Chris Leak, Tim Tebow style system going on there right now. And you know what? It is firing on all cylinders for the Utah Utes. They are averaging 278 yards a game on the ground. Those are monster numbers. K-State is 10th in the Big 12 in rush defense. So they've been okay in that category. They have not been great by any stretch of the imagination. So Utah, I think, knows it's got to win. They've got to win big as well. They can't just go into these games and, win by a field goal or a touchdown. They've got to really impress the College Football Playoff Committee. And they know that they have to really impress the College Football Playoff Committee. They understand that is right now, whether they like it or not, whether fair or not, that has got to be part of what they do. So K-State's only opportunity here to take advantage of Utah is going to be what? It's going to be the turnover margin where they have had success this year, especially when it comes to fumbles. But, Utah, for the most part, has been pretty clean this year. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think that's likely on the road in this spot, even though that's been a strength of Kansas State so far this season. So I will take the Utah Utes to take care of business in this game against Kansas State. And you know what? I'm going to lay the 17. If you're seeing 17.5, I'd buy the half a point. All right? I would. I'm going to say Utah wins this game 42-20. That's where I like the Utes winning the game, covering the spread at home. Salt Lake City's going to be bumping, and it's going to be a big afternoon out there in Utah for the Utes as they continue to put themselves in contention to not just make a college football playoff, but also if things break just right, they can end up in a Big 12 championship game. It's just not incredibly likely right now, and that's just because of the bad draw they got. I mean, you look at the advanced analytics, ESPN FPI has them as the top-ranked team in the Big 12 based on the ESPN FPI. So this team on paper, and not just on paper with your eyes, but I mean on paper with the advanced analytics, is one of the best teams and considered to be a top 10 team in the country. So just something to keep an eye on there as well. Pete Mundo on Heartland College Sports. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. We are glad you are here, as always, as a part of the show as we cover the Big 12 Conference.